Okay, I think I should be live. All right. Let me check this out. All right. So today, Square actually dropped a ban list. That was big to me, a big surprise. Because honestly, I didn't think they were gonna do a ban list whatsoever. I thought maybe an errata could be something that they might do, or probably a rotation. But man, that they caught me off guard. One of my teammates, David Brian Batista, sent a message to me. Well, not just to me personally, but in a group chat that I'm in. And he was like, "Oh my God, this ban list," and I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, because we dabble in Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, that's funny." And when I seen it, I was like, "Yo, this is a Final Fantasy ban list. That's crazy." So when I clicked on it, it brought me to this page right here, and they talked about regarding ban cards, right? Final Fantasy TCG ban card decision, ban cards, and then we have two cards. So they banned two cards. They banned the Gesper and the Thaumaturge. I always have a hard time pronouncing that card. Um, those are two cards that are really key in the Turbo discard theme. So I have some pictures. I'll put them up here. So we got the Gesper, 2CP, standard, so multi, monster, war machine, and So normally what they would do is they'll go a Thaumaturge, and then a Gasper, and pretty much discard three cards from your opponent's hand. And then when they play, they'll have like four cards, and then they really can't do nothing. And then they just start trolling the game from that point on, and it is very, very, very powerful. And it's the other card. Now, again, multi. So they do talk about it, and I'll go down their reasons for banning the card. So these are the four reasons they give us. Reason number one, they're low cost, makes it easy to play them from the first turn, which is true. You just ditch a card from your hand, pay the 2CP, and you can play up to three of them in the first turn. All you need is six cards total. So the three guys that you're going to play, and the three cards you're going to discard for their effects, and for their cost. So they definitely are very low cost because they're both 2CP, as you can see, 2CP, 2CP, really easy to play them. Second reason was placing them onto the field forces players to immediately discard from their hands. So this is true. When you play them, they have an effect of discarding a card from their hand. As well as now, because they're in play. So if you went first and you decided to go, you know, you got the crazy hand of three um, Thaumaturge, you're gonna have three forwards on the board, discarded three cards from your opponent's hand, and now they have to answer these three cards. Unless they have Dark Lord or something of that like that, they have to do something, or else you're gonna keep aggression them so much where they lose prizes and stuff and advantage. So it's really really powerful. The third reason was, let's see, Gasper, which is this card right here, can force players to discard during every turn. So because he doesn't discard himself as a cost to discard a card from both players' hand, he just constantly every turn just keeps discarding a card from your opponent's hand. What mostly tends to happen is that the guy who's playing the turbo discard deck on his turn he opens up with two cards in hand because he already wastes his entire hand on the first turn. So second turn he has two cards in hand. He's gonna ditch one from the hand and probably play a Squall or play something else, and then he's gonna use the Tomer, I mean the Gasper to discard another card from your hand, from your opponent's hand. So he just keeps doing that over and over. In other words, the deck all it does is play a bunch of 2 drops or 2 CP guys and just keep aggressive, keep aggressive. They're very powerful. So yeah, they are correct. You can do this every turn because, like I said, they decided not to make it so you can discard, or break this monster to discard a card from your opponent's hand, etc., etc. Reason number 4: it is easy to play multiple of both Gasper and Atama because they have a standard unit icon. So I didn't know this was called standard unit icon. I always thought it was called the multi icon. So standard unit icon. Therefore, both of these cards can make it possible for you to easily force players to discard their hand repeatedly. Yes, because you can have more than one in play because of the standard unit icon. So that is very powerful in its own. So these reasons alone, to me, makes perfect sense why they got banned. And then they go more in depth about their decision making of why the card got banned. And so they talk about the state of the game as far as tournament wise. There's a lot of different decks that are showing up in tournaments, not just the Turbo discard, and there's no one deck that's dominating. There are multiple decks that are winning events. So in terms of competitive play, they're saying that the environment itself is healthy. I guess you could say it's healthy, but I don't think something like that is healthy. Period. We just learn to adapt and learn how to play against it, and that's the reason why you're seeing other decks beat the Turbo discard. The deck is beatable. It's not end all be all. But if they didn't do something now, it is a possibility that it could be end all be all down the line with more cards that comes out, right? And then I think they're talking about not competitive play, but casual play, or maybe weekly tournaments where people play for fun. Where if you don't know how to adapt, or if you're like a new player and you're showing up, you don't really know the game too well, and you play against that deck, it's very degrading, man. I think it kind of makes you not want to play, right? Let's just say today is my first time playing Final Fantasy trading card game. I learned how to play. I built my deck, and I go to my first local and I get destroyed by Turbo this card because I have no idea what I'm doing. Like how to beat it. It can kind of discourage me from playing it. So um, definitely a good reason to hit it. And they were talking about the World Championships will be held this November, and the 2 cards will be allowed at the event because they had a date. December 1st was the date for these 2 cards to be officially banned. Uh, after, starting from December 1st and on, you cannot use these cards anymore in your deck, at least in standard constructed format, right? So that's what they're pretty much saying here about these cards being allowed at the World Tournament. I wish they didn't allow these cards to be at the World Tournament. I think it would make for a better World Tournament. But the World Tournament itself has a specific rule where they can only have they have to play 3 different decks, I believe, and each deck can have, well, not each deck, but between all 3 decks, you can only use X amount of copies of cards. So, like, say for example, if I decided to play 3s in one of my decks, I can't use this card in my other 2 decks because I already used 3. So it's kind of like elimination in terms of cards. So you have this big card pool, and you only have 3 copies of every single card, and you can only put them in certain decks. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool format. I actually think it's really dope. Um, I just wished that it wasn't the world's format. I wish it was something that they would do for all of the game. I say the game just decided this is going to be the standard format now. That would be cool. But I look forward to seeing Worlds, and I hope they stream Worlds, and nothing goes wrong with the stream. Now, what do I think about these cards getting hit? I think it's going to help the game progress in a better form. It's going to be a lot better for the game. And what I also think is going to happen because these cards are getting banned is that now you're going to see the old not turbo discard, but discard ice deck come back, where you use cards like lock. You're going to start seeing probably Orphan come back into the meta, and some of these new cards that are in the game. So that to me was our more fun deck to play against because you had a better chance of winning. So I think that's what's going to happen with the new set. Also, I hope you guys voted. If you haven't, you should probably go vote. Now, I haven't been doing much videos recently or posting anything, mainly because I've been playing Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, I've been playing some Dragon Ball Super, and I also started playing the Transformers trading card game. So I'm probably going to be making videos of some Super stuff as well as the Transformers. Now I got into those games because I know FF is in this off season. It's only going to be at Worlds, so no, from what I haven't heard of any other big events that are coming up, at least near me. There might be some further away, probably in the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast, so nothing that I know is going to be around my way. Now I did go to the pre-release that happened recently, and since I'm on here, let me go look at some of these cards that came out. Let's go to where's the sets, guys? There you go. Opus. Let's go to the last. I hope that's it. I don't know how to read numeral rules. I hope that's all the cards. Yes. So there was a question that happened earlier today. Someone asked online, and they're talking about the bomb, and there's a monster that you can target one of your characters, and it increases the damage that it does for the duration of this turn by another 2k. So essentially, what this bomb can do to somebody with that combo is that you would target your bomb, use the bomb chooses the guy, and it deals it 5k, and then it deals the entire board 4k. So essentially, you can do 9k to that one dude and probably wipe some weenies down. So that's something that I'm probably going to experiment because I used the first bomb that came out, the first bomb monster, to deal AoE damage. This might be a lot better than that one. Now, one of the cards that I pulled, it's a water card. Let's load some more. I didn't pull this Gilgamesh, but I really, really want to mess around with this Gilgamesh. I think this Gilgamesh is super strong. What's going on, man? No, I was streaming. No, not yet. Oh man. Hey, since you're here, out of everything that came out in this set, what was the favorite card? Your favorite card in this entire set? Just the Yuri. Yeah, Yuri's pretty good. I really like this Noctis, man. I hadn't pulled any in the pre-release kit, so
I don't like this part.
the receiving the damage
You
itself
have to receive damage 6.
for
Is a fact. It says when you receive damage or when it comes in play, choose a tool forward. If you have received 6 points of damage, break.
yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that effect. I like the deal damage. Deal damage. That's not bad. Hey.
There's better. I mean, I don't know. It's because you know what I play as Earth.
Yeah, but I don't play that style, so that's why I really like this card. Unfortunately, I didn't pull a single one, and I don't like the promo because I think they only come foil, right?
The full art.
So I don't play foil cards. For those of you who don't know, that I don't play any foil cards whatsoever, unless I have to play them because I don't have them. But yeah, so we're in the East Coast, as like I said before, and in the New England area, and it gets cold, and a lot of your foils tend to bend really bad. I wish I had a picture. I might probably post a picture later on, because I do have some bend foil cards lurking around the house. Um, and that's for why I don't play the foils, because it just looks terrible. Like people look at your deck and you're like, wow, this guy doesn't know how to take care of his stuff, but that's not the case at all. And even if you do put it somewhere where there's weight, there's still bend. It's unfortunate, but definitely is the card that I want. I'm probably gonna buy a box, maybe Friday. I'm not sure, and hopefully I pulled this Noctis. It's just a legend, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull some legends, but I hope this is the one that I pull, and I hope I don't pull a foil one because I'll be hell upset. But other than that, this is gonna be a short one. I wasn't trying to make this very long. It wasn't a big ban list. It was just the two cards, but uh, definitely I like the decision they make, and I like the direction the game's headed. And this is telling me that there might not be no rotation. You know what I mean? Because why ban these cards if they're gonna rotate, right? But this is Barter from Sigma Gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one.